Hello and welcome to another episode of Wednesday Night Undressed. This is Lewis, your host. Hello and welcome to another episode of Wednesday Night Undressed. I am Lou, your host, and I am joined by a motley crew this evening. We have Sofia, Cassidy, Jullian. Oh, he's not saying anything. Meredith.
What up, though?
Jane.
Hello.
And Coach.
Hi.
How are all of you guys doing?
Great.
Good.
Chilling.
Understood. Okay, so this evening our questions are all going to be loosely, loosely based on the topic of friendship. So for the first question I have, we actually did the Gilligan's Island character are you a while back, and Coach was with us apparently on that last episode.
Many moons ago.
Right. So, but we've got like a full Gen Z group here with us. So I'm going to expand the question and say, what TV or movie character do you think is most similar to your personality, and would your friends agree with what you pick? So I'm going to start, I think, with Cassidy.
I don't know. I have no idea.
You've not thought about it?
Not at all. I would say that I'm most like Casey Undercover, played by Zendaya.
I knew you were like Zendaya. I knew it. I was just like, it's Zendaya.
Would your friends think you are Casey Undercover, played by Zendaya?
I don't know. They associate me with what's that one villain from Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
Wait, the one played by George Lopez?
Mr. Electric? Yeah, Mr. Electric.
And
Here's the difference between the Gen Z kids and I'm like, what?
Why? What did you do?
If you saw the way she talked to her friends, you would understand, bro. I totally figured the reference as soon as you said it. I was like, that tracks.
Oh my god.
They said I was the type to start a natural disaster as well.
I would agree with that.
I kind of agree too. So
Yeah, maybe Rocky from Shake It Up, played by Zendaya.
Oh yeah.
You noticed the name?
Mm-hmm. All right. How about you, Meredith?
Oh, me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, as you know, my closet love for reality.
Mm-hmm.
I must, in fact, honor a housewife. And I choose that housewife to be Miss Bethany Frankel. She is controversial a little bit right now, but I don't give a damn. That bitch went from nothing to a freaking billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
Highest paid liquor deal in history.
So what show is Bethany Frankel on?
She is no longer on one. She was a Real Housewife of New York.
Gotcha.
And a hustler.
And what's she doing now?
She is currently trying to form a union for reality stars, which is why she is a little bit under fire. But in the clip where she said that she's going to do this is exactly the reason I love her. She said, I didn't know how to build a liquor brand. I did that. Didn't know how to build a relief effort. I did that. Don't know how to start a union. I'll do that too. And that's why I love her.
Mm-hmm. So would your friends... Well, I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to say that is... for me at least, the thing that I ascribe to you, like, as one of the dominant parts of your personality, that you are determined, like, you get shit done.
Mm-hmm. Even if it takes 2 years.
Even if it takes 2 years.
Yeah.
But would the rest of your friends say the same thing about you? Well, I'm sorry.
I say I know my colleagues would.
Let me talk to the rest of the panel, because
go ahead.
I haven't gotten the panel. So I'm going to focus this at the kids, because they know Meredith more than you two do.
Wow, I think you just insulted our friendship, Jane. Mm-hmm. And our new friendship, Tyler.
I know, we just met like 10 minutes ago.
Wow.
Totally unfair. Very unfair.
So, kiddos, you heard what Meredith said, and you heard the reasons why. Does that track to you? Cassie, you're free to answer this freely.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
No, she is not. She has to go home with me.
So my mom has accomplished some things before.
Mm-hmm.
I would say. Also, this is very prevalent when there's like a thing happening at school with me.
Uh-huh.
Like my mom will usually have my side if it's like someone did something wrong to me.
Right.
Like the one time that I had this like bully, and then my mom went down to the school. Also, like I had a bully, and she taught me how to throw a punch. So
That's
take
a good
that how
mom.
you will.
That's
I
a good
mean,
mom.
Yeah, that was back
Also,
in preschool.
she's
days.
like if she wants something done, she'll definitely get it done. Like firing her bosses.
Oh wow, you don't have to mention that on air, dog.
But they had it was a good cause.
Understood. Jules,
I agree. Wholeheartedly.
you're just full of comments tonight, right?
Yep.
Okay. Sophia,
Don't talk so much
you've
on the
known
podcast
Meredith
where we
now
talk.
for 8-9 months. Does that track with you?
Yeah.
Or I'm going to ask you a different. I'm going to
Okay.
ask you specifically. When you think of Meredith, is there a TV show or movie person that you think of?
I don't know. I've only thought about that question as it pertains really to myself.
That's fair. That's
Because I'm
completely
a bit
fair.
of a narcissist.
I agree.
You
Also
are-
a narcissist.
You are.
High five.
You guys so got nothing on me. So. All right. So, what would your friends say, Meredith, as to who they think you are?
I don't know. You're my friend. What do you say?
Okay. So I don't know this Bethany Frankel person because she's reality TV is just not my thing unless it's
She's
professional
also
wrestling.
like a very prolific relief fund effort, but it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah,
You don't know
it's
what she
okay.
does.
That's right.
Cool.
Don't put her in a box.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the very first person that I thought of, I hope you're not insulted by this,
I will be.
Willona from Good Times.
The fuck?
She was the smart friend.
You
Like,
realize you gotta ride in a car with me. Not that you just threw out dynamite at me. Like, what?
I did. And it's because, like, on that show, like, they were all struggling. But when Winona...
You do realize the only thing I know about Good Times is that Janet Jackson got her ass beat by her mama with an iron. That's the only thing I know about Good Times.
Oh, man.
That's literally the only episode I've ever seen. And by the way, I've not seen the whole episode. I've actually only seen that scene where they talk about it in like sitcom documentaries.
Right.
Like that's the only reason I know that scene. Do you know how old I am?
Again, Coach Tyler and I were just
I'm about to
having a
look up this
conversation
Willona bitch. Who the hell is she?
before the podcast.
Her
you are
character was amazing.
you are old enough that like you remember when you just had to watch whatever the hell it was your parents were watching. So my presumption is at some point Good Times might have come across your TV screen.
You know I'm half white, right?
I guess the
Okay,
half,
just
the half
making
white
sure you
part
know that.
must have been who determined who got
I
watched
mean,
on
like
the
the
TV.
blackest TV show I got was Cosby Show and Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
No, I'm white, and we still watch
I will
Good
say
Times.
this. I will say this. I think I got some episodes of The Jeffersons, but I only know the theme song because Nelly redid it. So
Right.
that's what I got for you.
Okay. So I will say that's the one because I actually went around the table and I just thought of who I would think of for the folks that are here. And for you, it was Willona, and I didn't come up with anybody else. But this Bethany Frankel person sounds like she would be in the same boat. So I'll give it a pass. I'll allow it.
But like, why you gotta give me a black name like Willona? Like, come on now. It would only be
'Cause
worse
she
if it
was
was
the
like,
shit.
like, you gonna name me
He didn't give
Rashida
you- He
next?
didn't give you the name.
Oh, I'm
it
sorry.
Was the character's
The
name.
writers
All
gave
right,
him a black
all right.
name. Golly. Clearly, we need the writers to come back off strike.
Mr. Jullian, what you thinking?
I was gonna say I think Meredith's like the angel and the devil on like my shoulders, but Meredith's the devil. But wait, let me finish.
I
Let me
take that as
finish.
a compliment.
Meredith might have bad means, but she's still right.
No, Meredith's
I
never right.
love your son. I love your son.
That's pretty legit. I don't know.
Okay, can we stop talking about me now?
All right.
Somebody else.
Yes. Let's go with Jane. Jane.
Okay, so I'm gonna go straight up theater movie shit. So it's Steel Magnolias, the old white lady who is the not okay. So I'm a combination between Weezer.
Oh, I love Weezer.
And Malin. Malin, the mom, who she's just
Gotcha.
really, really straightforward, loves her kids with all her heart, but she just won't give the Joan Cleaver bullshit that they're looking for. She just gives straight up answers, and it's I would say a combination between those two women. That because I know there are other ones. There are shows that I watch, movies that I watch. I would do this with you too, because I'd be like, oh shit, there she is. There's Meredith right there. Boom, done. But it like doesn't stick in my head. This is something that I've known my whole life, so I know these characters. You know, so they're just no nonsense, constantly just giving you the truth. We love you, but you better know it. Just always just telling you how it fucking is, and that's it.
I could definitely see you being
that's me.
Weezer older.
I mean, like, look, I've had people tell me, "Oh, I heard your kids talking about you the other day." Hey, buddy, I have no illusions. I know exactly who I am. I know exactly how I've always been.
Right.
Doesn't mean that I don't love you. Doesn't mean that I won't be there for you. But here it is.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. No sugarcoating. No lies.
So, would your friends agree with the assessment that you just made?
Yes, I think so. Absolutely. Yeah. they're
I
just-
definitely think that that's like, if I'm going to encapsulate your character, that would be it.
I think my friends actually see a softer side of me than anybody else, like anybody that I familial that I love, because I actually let my guard down with some of my friends, but I
Right.
don't with my family.
Uh-huh.
But it's conditioned. I
Gotcha.
think I'm serious.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, I think maybe Coach and I are maybe the only folks that really have met Jane before. Maybe you've met her once or twice, Sophia. Does that track with what you guys know of Miss Jane? It tracks for me.
I would say I can't put a actual number on it, but I think we were on quite a few times together, and yeah, I would say so. Straight shooter, that's for sure.
The other like quality that I can't exactly put a particular character to it, with the exception of maybe like the name of the woman from Saturday Night Live that does all the. You do characters very well. Like when you tell a story, like there's voices, there's inflection, there's
Did he just
animation.
say the woman from Saturday Night Live? Who
Are you
does
talking
all
about
that?
Tina
Like that
Fey?
TV
There's only
show?
one.
All right, like that
Just
TV
one.
show ain't been on for 75 years.
She must be amazing. I mean, like, seriously.
She is, and I can't think of her name. She just left the show like 2 years ago. She did. She was the woman that did Hillary Clinton.
Kate McKinnon.
Yes.
Kate
Kate
McKinnon.
McKinnon.
There you go.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
she's
yep.
fantastic.
She's amazing.
Kate McKinnon is who immediately comes to mind. Like
That was a
that's
much
gotta
better
be-
description on the second go round, just so you know.
I can't be perfect all the time, Meredith.
Well, you'll learn from me.
Okay. All right, Sophia.
This is the question for me.
She is so ready, just for the audience.
I saw the list of questions and I immediately tweeted on my private account. I said, I'm shaking right now. I'm trying to hold back my excitement. So here's the thing. I have zero sense of self. And in quarantine, every single day, my friend and I would FaceTime and we would take all these online quizzes about which character are you from this show, which character are you from this show, who's most like, and like try and find out who we were. At the time, I had a slideshow that was about 30 slides on Google Slides with detailed descriptions of characters I felt I related to the most. One of them had like 5 slides just based on like one character and like all the intricacies of why I thought, oh, he's so me. Like, this is why I relate to him.
I'm on pins and needles.
I know. I feel like I'm gonna need to Google whoever she says too. Like that's the other
Right.
thing too.
So, but here's the thing, is I have since become a very different person. I was looking back through that slideshow and I was like some of this really just doesn't apply to me anymore because I'm grown up.
So just give us your ridge and then give us what you.
Well, so here's the thing. Yeah, I have 2 answers.
I'm so curious.
The one character, though, that I was on that slideshow that has stuck with me since I was 10 years old, maybe 9, that has always been my character. I always felt like that is so me. Dipper Pines from Gravity Fall. That is my motherfucking goat! He's just like me for real. He's just like me for real.
Wow, Cassie, you're having some regrets from your answer, aren't you?
I love Gravity Falls.
Yeah, when I watched Gravity Falls for the first time, I was like, why aren't they listening to him? He makes so much sense. He's like, and like every time he would open his mouth, I'd be like, yeah, that's exactly what I would do. And it was just like, oh my God, like he is so me. In this, like, in that PowerPoint I had like a few slides dedicated to him about how like he has like consistently been the one character I've always like related to. I don't know what I was like. For Halloween when I was like 10, like I dressed up as him. I dressed up as him like the next Halloween too. Like I love Dipper and he is so me. And my best friend who I met freshman year, she is very much like Mabel, his sister. And for
Please tell me y'all don't have a friend that's the pig.
we don't.
Who's
who's voiced by Neil deGrasse Tyson, by the way. The pig is.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that piece of
It's
information.
incredible. You gotta
I'll
watch
never
it.
use
Best show ever. So she's very much like his sister. And for my birthday, when I turned 15, her cousin made a drawing of us as Dipper and Mabel, and it's like framed on my desk. So Dipper's my number one.
Hold on. Question before you go.
Yes.
Would your friends at the time agree with you that you were Dipper?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, they would.
All right.
My family agrees. Like it's a
thing. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's my thing.
All right.
Second, my more recent answer is one Gregory Hirsch from Succession.
Oh, see, I haven't watched the show. I haven't watched the show.
Excluding the 4th season, in which he becomes an annoying little shit that I can't really stand, but I still love him anyways. I have to, because I committed to the bit before season 4. I said, this is my guy. He's just like me for real. And then
You're like the female version of Gregory Hirsch.
And then I had to watch season 4, and like he would open his mouth, and I'd be like, fuck.
Just stop talking. Stop.
So ignoring the events of season 4,
Right.
I am so Greg. I am so Greg. My Twitter bio is, if it is to be said, so it be, so it is, which is arguably one of his most iconic lines. I love that man. He is just like me for real.
You even kind of sound like
I
him.
know.
Like your
He's
voice.
just like me. He's just like
I'm
me.
gonna send you a clip, dude. It's
Like,
uncanny.
I clearly
And
have to go home
he's
and watch
tall
Succession.
and awkward and weird, and like he's.
Jane's lost it.
I love
Apparently, we
him
have a full consensus on this.
so
one from
much.
Succession viewers.
And here's the thing: is of my 2 friends that I've been able to force to watch Succession, one of them agrees, and then I started watching the 4th season with her, and she was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Just ignore that." And then my other friend hates him right off the bat. She does not like Greg. Well, she didn't hate him, but she dislikes him. He came on screen. She said, "Oh, this guy's annoying," and I was like, I said, "No, like he's just like me for real." And she said, "Don't say that about yourself." But I still think it's true. I love Greg, and he is just like me for real.
It's pretty fucking uncanny, I have to say. I'm not even kidding.
He's just like,
Like, even your mannerisms. No offense. I mean, Greg, you're right.
I love him.
By the last season, it was pretty.
It was a little
pretty
rough.
brutal.
But also, like, I his character arc is so interesting, and I love that. But it had to happen for him. Like, he had to become a douchebag in the end. But still, season 1 Greg. That's my fucking boy right there. Love him. And season 2 when he's in at the hearings, it's so good. Anyways, yeah.
All right. I don't even think we need to question the rest of the panel. I think Jane spoke.
I don't know who the hell Gregory Hirsch is.
I don't either.
Jane seems to be very well informed.
Trust. I'm like, it's.
Yes, Cassidy.
I decided to change my answer.
All right, go
Not to
ahead.
Dipper Pines.
Uh-huh.
You do relate me. Not relate me. You remind me of Dipper Pines. Anyway, Steven Universe.
I knew that's where you were going with this shit. I knew that's where you were going.
Steven Quartz Universe. I relate to him so much. Especially in future.
You realize I've had this movie on my goddamn DVR for 7 years and she won't let me delete it.
Actually, it came out in 2021.
Don't even care.
So
Don't
it's
even care.
2
Just
years.
let me delete it. How about that?
No.
She could just go sleep and you could.
No,
delete it.
actually, it came out in 2019 because Future ended March 17th, 2020. So, it came out in 2019.
You are not a gem, so you can't be Steven.
Steven is actually half human, for your information.
Well, I don't know that you're half human either.
Mr. Jullian, how about you?
I got 2. I think I'm perceived as the dog from Scooby-Doo.
What? Scooby-Doo?
You
So
mean
Scooby-Doo?
Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay, listen, I love you to death, but you're not cool enough to be Snoopy, bro. That's my home.
Snoopy.
Oh, I'm
Snoopy.
sorry.
Snoopy.
Scooby-Doo.
Pardon?
I said Snoopy.
But
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Do you think you're Scooby, or do
No.
other people think you're Scooby?
I think that's what people would think I am.
Okay, gotcha. Have
That's-
people told you that?
Okay, see, here's the problem with this. Oh,
Snoopy.
Scooby-Doo. I'm sorry, I keep saying Scooby.
Snoopy.
I mean, Scooby-Doo eats edibles, and like I can't see you.
No,
ever,
I know.
Like, this is
That's
why I'm
why.
having such
That's
trouble
why
with this.
That's why I don't think I'm Scooby-Doo. I think I'm that one, the old guy from Gravity Falls because while
Which one?
the old guy.
Grunkle Stan?
Stan?
No.
Or his brother?
Wait, what?
No, the
Old McGucket?
Yes, him. Cause hear me out. Here. This is what I think of myself. I think while I'm like regularly very unsensical and not very serious, but when I need to be, I can be serious. I can do stuff.
Right.
And
His backstory's crazy. He was
real.
in it.
He was
In it.
Oh my god.
I gotta
His backstory
consistently
is
disagree with
insane.
the
That
Scooby
makes
Doo
so
man.
much sense.
Scooby Doo's just like a pothead man rolling around.
I want to know what qualities Scooby Doo has that you think others see in you.
I don't know. It's just
Do you
I
eat
don't-
edibles?
Do
No.
you solve mysteries?
No, people just often ask me if I'm okay or.
Do people ask you if you're stoned a lot?
No,
Is that why you
I've
wear
been
Scooby-Doo?
upon several occasions. People have asked me if I was high. Of course, I wasn't, because I'm just the goat. But
But I thought you were
Just to go.
Scooby Doo.
huh?
I thought you were Scooby Doo.
That's what people think I am.
Oh, okay. But
Gotcha.
you're the girl.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess
People think your
go
son
on-
is a pothead. Just so you know.
Well, I mean, have you seen his hair?
He looks like Carlito
A
from
little bit.
WWE.
A little bit. Cuban Carlito. Because that's not cool.
That's I spit in the face.
All right. So, panel,
Wait.
what do we think? Is Jullian Scooby-Doo?
Fuck no.
Old McGucket though.
Nothing personal.
No, you're
I mean,
good.
as a marijuana indulger,
McGucket, on the other hand.
McGucket.
I don't want you wandering
100%.
around eating edibles,
No,
man.
no, it's not. I didn't really
I feel
choose
away.
Scooby Doo for any
Oh my God.
particular reason, other than it felt fitting.
Gotcha. But you think you're the old guy. What do we think about
Old
the-
McGucket.
Old
Put
McGucket.
respect on his name.
I'm sorry,
Yup,
Old McGucket.
I'm sorry.
is
Did you
Ju-
just say put respect on an animated character's name?
It's McGucket.
I mean, I guess I
Old
would say
man
that about
McGucket.
Goku, so I can't. Let me
Right.
shut
Old man
up.
McGucket.
So,
Love him.
what do we think? Is he
Yup.
old
Yes,
and McGucket?
100%.
All right.
Yep.
Mr. Coach.
We don't know who the hell that is. So.
Mr.
Yeah,
Coach.
never.
Just the goat, to be
The,
honest.
my cartoon ended at Adventure Time, so
Gravity Falls is
that was like
it's a similar vibe.
Wait,
yeah,
which
that's
one?
what I
I
figured.
love Adventure Time.
Adventure Time's great.
You remind me of Finn. What character did you say?
Do I really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I haven't said my character yet, but
Oh.
I will go with Finn. Absolutely.
I don't know. I thought you were LSP.
Lumpy Space
Lumpy
Princess.
Oh, lucky. Oh my god.
Kidding.
It's been so long since I've seen it.
No, seriously, who would you pick for yourself?
It might be low-hanging fruit, but I think I would just have to go with like Ted Lasso, like a combination of Ted Lasso and Coach Beard.
Mhm.
And it's just kind of like whether I'm actually coaching or not.
Gotcha.
If I'm actually coaching, it'd be like Ted Lasso. If I'm not, it's like Coach Beard. Just
So I would definitely get behind Coach Lasso for you.
the only thing is like Ted Lasso is obviously, supposed to be this great guy, positive, all the things you want in a coach, but he doesn't know soccer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would be where it ended for me.
Right.
But
No, the outlook.
the outlook,
for
yeah.
sure.
And
Yeah.
then Coach Beard, Coach Beard says 1-2 words, reads his book, and is off in the corner doing whatever. So
Right.
I think that would be the other, the duality of.
So again, I think maybe Jane and maybe Sophia, you guys may have had some experience with Coach before. Do you have any thoughts on this one way or the other?
I don't know Ted Lasso.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know Ted Lasso
literally
either.
the only
Oh, okay.
person.
No, you were not. I am
apparently-
solidly with you,
Okay.
Debbie.
People keep talking about it, and I'm like, well, first of all, I don't have Apple TV, so But even if I did, I don't know. It's not my cup of tea, so I can't accurately state.
That's okay.
Ted Lasso seems delightful, and you seem delightful, so I feel like it's
I appreciate that so much. Thank you. But I do like the Finn answer.
Okay, so for me, the character that I think most typifies me, Chidi from The Good Place. So if you've not seen The Good Place, Julian, I'm sorry, you did have a comment before I started. Go ahead.
I'll wait for you to finish your spiel before I say my comment.
Okay,
But I
perfect.
wanted to say that you remind me of
No. You got to wait for me to say mine before you.
No.
Okay.
A different comment.
No, yeah, I had a different comment beforehand.
Okay,
This is my
gotcha.
current comment.
Gotcha.
This
Okay.
is my new comment.
All right.
You remind me of like Saul Goodman from Better Call Saul, cause like not only you're a lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
you know what you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
and
little
while
bit
you're
shady.
most of the time calm and collected, if somebody's really being not a good person, you'll get mad. You have actual emotions.
I would venture to say Kim Wexler in that case because she's a more admirable person.
Did you say
But
the
like
one
Saul
stars?
Goodman's cooler.
Oh.
I,
like-
I would be insulted if someone told me that I was like Saul Goodman.
Saul Goodman's just cooler.
Oh,
I think that was pretty good. I think that was pretty accurate. You know. And it was very kind, son.
well, he wants money. That's
Yeah, oh,
that's
okay,
where.
okay.
No.
I never said anything about that.
No, thank you, Julian.
If you're gonna offer.
Money, please.
So yeah, I think so. When I was younger, I got called Jiminy Cricket like quite a bit because I was always the kid in the corner that was saying like, "Is this really the smartest thing we could be doing right now?" And so like for me, like the character that is most that now is Chidi from The Good Place. If you're not familiar with The Good Place, it's a story where they're stuck in hell and Chidi is the character that is trying to introduce ethics to the group of people that are there in hell. Chidi doesn't necessarily recognize that, like, he can't learn how to be a whole person just by reading other people's ideas of ethics. He has to sort of live it himself. And I think that would be sort of the difference. But I think the general core of the character is Chidi for me. I think most of my friends would agree with that.
I don't.
You haven't even seen the good
You know what?
ones.
I actually was, I'm supposed to say whether or not I think my friends agree, and then I'm going to ask you guys. I think most of, like, put it this way, when The Good Place was on, like,
You remind me of Uncle Phil.
that's not a bad thing.
You remind me of Uncle Phil.
0.5 seconds. I was like,
Sorry.
But you got to tell me why now.
Why?
Yeah.
Because he's a little bit condescending. He knows more than everybody else in the room, and he doesn't want to point it out all the time. But if he has to, he'll point it out that he knows more than you in the room. And don't forget, he's a judge. He take anybody in, no matter what their background, till you piss him off. Yeah, you remind me of Uncle
So
Phil.
that last part, I think, is maybe the most.
Oh no, the first part's accurate too. But yeah, all of it.
Well, I wasn't saying it wasn't accurate. I was saying it's the part that I can most easily identify with for myself. Like, I don't really dislike people until you give me a reason to dislike you. Like, I think that's super, super salient.
I'm gonna start calling you Uncle Phil.
That's all right. I'm gonna move to Bel Air.
I mean, listen, and I'll come chill in your pool house.
That was also, I'm very impressed with how quick that was. He's like, how do I remind you of Uncle Phil? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, yeah.
well, you do this, you do this. You are this, you do this.
Yeah,
And your wife is beautiful.
she
Throwing it out to you,
is.
Nana. Shout out.
She is, and she'll cut a bitch. So
Exactly, just like on Viv.
I was about to say season 1 on Viv or
Right,
the
right.
Season
post.
1 on Viv. I'm sorry, I know she got thrown off the show, but that bitch was fierce. Sorry.
right, she really was.
Season 1 on Viv.
All right, that was fun for me. I hope you guys enjoyed that. All right. So,
And thank you.
You're welcome.
oh, you know what? I really didn't go around the table and ask anybody else. What do you guys think? Does Meredith have a?
Uncle Phil, check.
What about you, Jullian?
I don't know.
Because you've never watched it. Fresh
You've
Prince,
never.
have you?
What have you
ever
been
seen
doing,
Fresh Prince of
Lou?
Bel-Air? Bro, you're missing out, dog.
I don't.
What have you been doing?
Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground.
Playground.
Okay, we don't have enough for the
Spent most of my
copyrights.
days.
We don't have enough for the copyrights.
Wow.
3 seconds. 3 seconds, and we got to stop.
Everybody else? Anybody else? You want to chime in?
You
Uncle?
remind me of Chidi, but
Uh-huh.
he got into hell by being very unsure of things.
Yes.
And you don't seem like that at all.
Well, thank you, because I'm unsure of pretty much
you
everything.
seem pretty like you would be a strict parent, but like a good strict parent. I don't know. I don't live in your house.
tried.
That's why it's Uncle Phil.
I agree with the Chidi statement, and that's why I also think that you're more Kim Wexler than you would be Saul, because I feel like Kim is definitely more about by the book, at least in the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah, but, like-
I'm not sure either one of those two are really
But like Saul's funnier.
yeah,
That it's the same thing.
yeah. No, I see. I like the Saul Goodman reference. Like, I don't feel like Saul Goodman is any less.
I think like as a person he's kind of bad, but like all of his general
He tries to be good.
characteristics.
Yeah, thank you. That's.
Yeah.
I think between the two of you, you actually hit on exactly what I like about
That's
it. So.
It's pretty interesting. We got a lot of kids at the table, got a couple parents at the table, got a parent who doesn't have kids at the table. It's really interesting to listen to the dynamic because honestly, would you say, Jullian, that your dad is a fair person and a drop the hammer when it needs to be done? Boom. No, you will not.
Yes.
Uncle Phil. Sorry. I'm just curious, Tyler. Have you seen both of these shows?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and The
Good
Good
Place?
Place. I've never seen The Good Place.
Okay,
I've
so
seen
then
should
it's definitely
watch it.
Uncle Phil.
every
Good Place
episode
is
of Fresh
so
Prince
good.
of Bel-Air.
After season 4,
You're leading Uncle Phil.
Once you said it, it was like,
Cassidy,
boom.
what about you?
Yeah,
Your mom? If it's no, you will not, will she say no, you
I
will
don't
not,
know.
and that's
One
it?
time I came home with a piercing and she was like, okay.
That's not.
But the piercing
Yeah,
didn't
there's nothing to
close
worry
up.
about,
that's
right?
nothing.
It's not like she asked me to go
Phil's
buy her
back
beer
in.
or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Go ahead, Jules.
Actually, I've only kind of like overstepped like twice, so I don't have the best judgment, but from like what I can think about, yeah, no, my dad's like, he's like not super strict, but when it needs to be, can be. I like to think of myself as a good child, but I have, had to make mistakes.
There was a lot
Chill
of
out.
beatings that went into
But
that. Though.
your father
That
would
what?
grab
There was
you
a
by
lot
your
of
shirt and
beatings.
throw you out onto the front lawn if necessary.
Yeah.
That's Uncle Phil. See?
Thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. I do try to be fair and I try to be open-minded and make sure that, like, you guys, I don't want you guys to basically have what I had as a kid where, like, mom dictated everything. Like,
Let's just
what?
say this.
Yeah.
When you get old, I'm not gonna try and put you in a nursing home. That's
Okay, that's helpful. That lets me know I'm at least on the
All
right
I need
track.
from you is to promise that you'll stand in the way of Cassie when she tries to do it to me.
I got
That's what I need.
I'll swoop in like she'll be pushing
Yeah,
me to
you
the door.
got my
I'll-
back, bro.
I'll pull up. I'll be like, get in.
I don't know. I kind of feel like I need to be closer to y'all so I can sit back and watch because I will tell you the truth. I'm like, bitch, you just made a mistake. I'm like, oh, she didn't do it. She should have done it. Yeah, like, it's always easier to sit back and judge everybody else's yada yada.
That's
Yep.
what makes life fun.
Yep, faux show. All right, question number 2 on the friendship train. Some people believe they can only have friends that are part of the same political party, or maybe the same career, or maybe even like with the same socioeconomic status. Do all of your friends have a common trait, Mr. Jullian?
There's only. I'm not gonna answer the question you just posed directly because
Okay.
I can't think of it immediately.
Okay.
But I don't think you need to be anything to be like a friend of mine as long as you're like nice to me. And like while I'll be kind of, if I have like a friend who's part of a different political party who thinks badly, I'll be like, that's not cool. But like if they're a nice enough person, I probably won't care that much. Especially if they don't bring up politics, because I'm a very non-political person, so it just kind of slips in my mind most of the time.
Right.
Like I don't look at people and go, this person is part of this political group, or this person thinks this about this. I just kind of think this person
I
is.
bet you're more
this.
political than you think you are. Like, it seeps into everything that we do. Like, all the time. Yeah.
I probably am. It's
Determines
just,
your
I don't,
morals.
It's not something I think about all day.
Values, morals.
I will say at your age, it is like a lot more fluid because I remember like going through middle school and high school, like
All those years ago.
lots of kids around me would like change their minds very quickly because we just didn't know much. And as you would get new information, then you'd be like, oh, that's actually what I agree with more. And so, I don't know. I feel like at that age, it's hard to like firmly say that like politics are like an exclusionary thing in your friend group because lots of kids are still figuring out like what it means to be part of a certain political party.
And especially because what I would consider like somebody who I wouldn't want to be around is somebody who's like a bigot. And if that's a part of their political view, then I like don't blame them, especially when they're young, because a lot of people who are like my age are very open-minded about things. So even if they have like a very certain opinion about somebody, I sometimes if I challenge it, they'll be like, oh, all right, makes sense. But I would guess when I get older, I wouldn't like to have, bigots around me.
Yeah, once you're grown, then it's like, okay, now you don't have an excuse. It's like, why are you acting like that?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what about you, Sophia?
Me, I was thinking about this earlier, and I realized all of my friends are queer.
Mm-hmm.
All my close friends.
Right.
It's not something I intentionally seek out, but it just kind of happened.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I knew that I was queer from a very, very young age, and so like the people that I would seek out and be friends with later would like come out as queer, and it just kind of ended up happening that everyone that I surrounded myself with closely was queer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Miss Meredith, what about you?
Okay, so I thought about this question quite a lot. And not so much I feel that if you don't have to be the same political party as me, you don't have to have the same career, any of that kind of stuff. None of that means anything. But then I was thinking about the common trait, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, I like to be around like intelligent people that stimulate my mind. But that's not always necessarily true. I have friends who are not to say that they're not intelligent, they're not as
they don't lead with
educated necessarily or worldly and that kind of thing. So that doesn't bother me, right? And then I thought to myself, well, like honesty. But I have friends who are not like, you just kind of like everything they say, you're like, I feel like the root's a little bit different than what you're saying, but it doesn't make them not your friend, right?
Right.
So, I mean, the one trait that I would say that all of my friends share, probably like the one trait that I look for in a friend, is loyalty. So that for me, like I can deal with you having like, and I will say this though, I can't be friends with a freaking Trump supporter, like a MAGA crazy hat. I can't, like, cause like we dislike each other at your core. There's like a, and like she was saying earlier, like it's not disagreeing with somebody over politics so much as it is disagreeing with somebody over morals.
Right.
Like, cause I have a moral issue with you.
Yeah.
Like, cause you think I'm less than human. So that's a problem for us being, buddies. We're not going to grab a drink. So, so that kind of like crazy out there isms, like I can't really deal with. That's kind of like the only time when politics really draws the line for me.
Fair enough. Anybody want to volunteer for next? Okay, Jane.
I'll piggyback off of what Meredith was just saying. I find it more of a challenge when people do that because I think to myself, especially where we're located, geographically speaking, a lot of the folks around here have never gone anywhere, have never done anything different. And so I find it more of a teaching moment. Try to be patient as best as possible. And look, because I feel like there's a moment where you stop. You just go, oh, okay. One of the craziest things I've ever heard in my life. Hitler was one of the most liberal crazies ever. And I go, I'm sorry, what? I have never heard that in my entire life. Oh, no. Oh, he was liberal all the way. And I go, explain. I'm like, well, educate me on what apparently you're educated on because I'm really confused right now. I've never heard that. So I try really hard to give people their due to be heard because I feel like a lot of the times, especially now, when people aren't heard, quote unquote, they get mad. So all I ask is I'll listen to you and then you'll listen to me. It's a respect thing that I feel like has been lost. So one of my really great friends, is a hardcore conservative. I do not believe half of the things he believes, but all I do is I go, explain. And he explains. I'm just like, yeah, no, I'll give my blah, blah, blah. And sometimes he'll listen and sometimes he won't. And I go, yeah, see, I don't feel like I was heard. I don't like that. I don't like not being heard, I get, I really feel like it's a teaching, learning, push-pull. That's what I feel like. And I have a lot of friends who don't believe the same things that I believe. And I also have a lot of friends, liberal friends, because I'm a very liberal person, say, how are you even affiliated with them? So how do you even deal with the things they say? And
Welcome to the problem we
well,
have right now.
I want to hear what they have to say. Doesn't mean I believe it. Doesn't mean I agree with it. I want to know thine enemy, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? I'm just like, what are you thinking, dude? And
And
all
if
I
you know
ask
your
is,
enemy, they may
yeah.
not be your enemy. So that's the.
Well, I mean, I think that's I think the difference between also have a lot of friends who are conservative because I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood, so numerous of my friends and very much involved in church are conservative. I don't have a problem with conservative. It's when you cross over into I understand why people agree with Trump's policies or whatever as far as government, but it's when you cross over into things like the Don't Say Gay bill, or you cross over into let's teach about the benefits of slavery and the skills assets that we learned. That type of
seems
shit.
to be,
that's where I'm.
That
too
seems
far
to be
gone.
my forte, where I can calm down, and I don't want to.
See, that's because you're white.
It.
See, I'm still mad
I
about
don't
my
want to
oppression.
adhere to it. Maybe so, but I still have the same aggressive ideas behind the bullshit. Fuck you, bullshit. I still do that, but I'm just like I can still go. Interesting. Where did you come from? Where are you? I'm like, I just question. It's almost like it's a sociological experiment.
I'll leave that to you white people teaching other white people how to not be racist.
So I'm gonna step on you
What
for
if I
just a
wasn't
second
white?
here, Meredith. Like,
I-
you guys.
Because I feel like it's not my responsibility to teach white people not to be racist. That's why.
Amen.
It's
Not my responsibility.
But-
And I have no relation. And to be honest with you, I feel
But-
still pissed off that you still want to come at me sideways, because I can't express it enough. You know what I mean? I don't want. It's not my job to argue with you about why it is justified for me to fucking be here in this room with you.
No, trust me, I have literally yelled that at the top of my fucking lungs at my kids' school because, well, I won't talk about that here on the podcast. But I want to bring up Daryl Davis while we're talking about that. Do you know this name, Daryl Davis? He's the black man that owns 200 KKK uniforms.
I don't want to know his
Is
fucking
he the
name.
one who goes around and interviews them?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So there's this dude, Daryl Davis. He literally goes into clan affiliated bars and things like that, and he just goes and sits down and talks to clan members and basically kind of dialing in to what you're saying. There's a lot of hate that is the product of ignorance. And
Reel it in.
yeah.
What's this about?
Yeah.
Explain yourself.
but I 100% agree with Meredith. It's 2023.
200 years of justifying my reason for being in this room. I'm over it, dude.
Right.
Figure it out on your own.
Right. And so but I think that there is a line somewhere. And to be real honest, I'm not sure where I fit anymore in that picture. Mad props to this Daryl Davis dude. He's literally changing the world one person at a time. But I ain't got time for that.
No shit. Life's too short for that, bro.
Go ahead, Jullian.
I got two things. I thought when you said I've yelled this at the top of the lungs at my kids, I didn't expect you to say school. I thought you were just gonna say I've yelled this at the top of my lungs to my kids. I was scared to death. I was what did I do?
No,
Please,
no,
I'm
no.
sorry.
And I try to impress upon you guys that it's also not your job to teach people how to not be racist. That's not something that you need to feel responsible for.
No, that falls on us. That falls on me.
However, if you want to listen to somebody and try to understand their perspective and see that it can be changed, I don't want you to feel like you are you're hurting yourself by doing that.
Yeah, that was my next thing. So I had this friend, right? And they had this really, really homophobic, I think it was cousin. And so one time, my friend was like, okay, I'm going to go eat. And I was left in a call with their cousin. And they were gone for like 2 hours. For that entire 2 hours, they were, I was just talking to them. I was just like, they were telling me about why they think gay is wrong. And I just like counterpointed. And I wasn't like mad. I was just kind of like asking back and forth. And every time.
You're teaching, man. You're teaching.
And
That's
every
what
time
it's all about.
somebody like tries to talk to me about how much they hate this or hate that, I ask them why, unless it's a very like hateable thing, like make
Nazis.
America great again, or yeah.
I feel like, okay, so the reason I say because you're white, you can have that conversation is, so I obviously am half and half, and bro, half of me is probably whiter than all the white people in the world. I'm like half damn near pure blood German. So like the reason I think, and even when you're having a gay, queer, whatever conversation, from the moment you see me, if I'm trying to approach that conversation, from the second you see me, I'm already fighting more of a battle than if someone like you were to have that conversation.
Acknowledged.
Because
Get
I'm
it.
already starting off further behind than you would be if you had that conversation. So
Yeah.
that's why allies are so important.
And my conversation is, that fucking sucks, and I hate that. I hate that about my own self. I'm like, it has nothing to do with guilt. It has to do with trying to be empathetic to somebody else's idea behind what's going on. You know what I mean? I'm like, just be a decent person.
Yeah.
It's really not that fucking hard. I don't understand why everybody is so fucking shitty all the time to anything. Special needs. I'm just like, God damn, is it really that hard to fucking make everything accessible to everybody? I don't
It
know.
costs an extra $10. I ain't got $10.
Lewis.
I don't know
Uncle
about
Phil.
y'all. I don't got a job.
I was also very, very miserly. Just saying.
God.
Only thing he spent money on was that house.
All right, Coach.
Wait.
How about you, Coach? Do you
You got
have
some
a
big
common
shoes to
group?
fill right now.
I know. No, I was enjoying the conversation. I would say just very basic. Like, I only have probably a couple friends, excluding my wife. My wife is my best friend. Whatever. Yeah. I love you, sweetie. My two close friends, I would say just connectivity. I feel like when
please
we're
explain that.
when we're in the same room together, it's almost like we're a hive mind in a sense. And I know that sounds bad, but I don't know what sort of dopamine hit it is when you're thinking something and you're about to say it, and then your best friend is just like, blah, blah, blah. You're like, holy shit. I was just thinking that. I was just going to say that. Like, and you know, it's almost this weird relationship of it's a purely platonic thing, but it's like it's almost as if you were married. Like, I'm obviously married to my wife, but I also feel like, in a sense, like my brain is married with my friends.
Right.
Married to the boys, like, you know. And I mean, hey, I'm not afraid. I mean, they're not gonna listen to this, so I don't really care. But in high school, middle school, when we had sleepovers,
Right.
I'd say, "Shh, get in the fucking same bed as me, bro. It's all
Right,
good. It's all good."
I mean, who didn't sleep with their best friend in high school?
Right.
Like, for real. I mean, like.
It's like, you can have the old ass gross couch, or you can just fucking hop in bed with me, man. We can just sleep, whatever. It don't matter to me.
Yeah, nobody complains there's spooning going on.
No. Especially if it's cold. Like, man, no.
We're having serious conversations, and Coach is all like, "Yeah, in high school, I slept with boys."
I have to be comic relief. No.
It's just what very Paterno. Yeah. I can't.
Sorry. Apologies. Keep going.
No, you're fine. But yeah, just in that's,
Can't wait to know what you have to answer on the next question then.
That's it. What is that? Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
No, I won't spoil. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil anything. Don't worry.
Julie, you had a comment?
Yeah, I was gonna say I've found that in recent years, because of a lot of people feeling more comfortable to be themselves, like be trans or 50-50 gay or whatever, a lot of like cis and straight people have like tried to develop a superiority and be like, they're harming our kids, rah rah rah. And so the reason that
Call
like
those evangelicals.
yeah, that,
Yep.
yep.
History's repeating. History's
And so it's just like it's not something we can control because it's just like a genuine like human thing. Like as long as we're around, we're gonna need to feel superior to somebody or something else.
Cool. No, that tracks. All right. So I think I don't remember if I talked to you, Cass, or Sophia. Did I talk to you?
Yeah, I said
Okay,
all my friends are
so
gay.
then- yeah, that's right.
All my friends are gay. All my friends
And they're
are gay.
amazing.
Push me to the
Cassidy,
edge.
how
I am
about
Greg
you?
Hirsch.
I very much relate. All of my friends are queer, except for 4 of them.
Uh-huh.
We're all on
More
the.
than 4 friends?
The gang.
I like.
I could not
Are they,
imagine.
which group chat are they in? Is it
Oh,
the
well,
black
I-
people and Zach and Marshall, or the Gay Straight Alliance? Which
Also another
I'm not joking. These
There's
are really the
another one?
names of her group
You know,
I
chats.
was
that
in one
you're
called
in.
Guantanamo Bay
okay.
for a long
Ball
time.
Fan Club.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that
Hillary
one.
Clinton was in it. It was an
That's
Instagram.
the main one I talk to. But like in my close circle of friends, there's like 15 that I talk to on a regular basis.
You're way too
what does
nerdy to have
close
that many
mean?
friends.
What does that mean?
I'm-
I
15
talk.
close friends?
Yeah.
What the fuck? what happened
You
in
might
my
be
life?
the most popular person Sophia knows right now.
I mean,
How is that
outside of that,
possible?
I have
Quote,
like
unquote
40
friends.
friends. I just don't talk to them as like often as my close 15. Anyway,
Are
so
you
there,
wait, hold on, Sophia. Are you telling me you don't have a close group of like the main friends, and then you have the ones that are like they're like the
like, I
background
know two
characters of
people,
your
dude.
friend group that like you're still buds, but like you don't like seek them out
I
actively.
don't have friend groups. I have
She's like, I have friend
friends
couples.
who know each other.
yeah.
But like the biggest group of friends I have is 3 other people besides me.
That counts.
And
That's like a whole
They're-
Fortnite
but they're
squad.
not like we don't all talk at the same. Like we just know each other, and so if all of us want to hang out, then it's not awkward if we do. But we don't like do everything together. It's usually just 2 or 3 of us.
Welcome to social anxiety.
There's
not
like
normal.
I
not
have
normal.
like a couple. I have like 4 main ones. The unnamed one, Gay Straight Alliance, the black people featuring Marshall and Zach, and then Ball Fan Club / subscribers / enjoyers, which is the one I talk to most.
How many people are in that?
10.
Okay, there's 10 because there's a couple alt accounts in there. There's 7 people in it.
I feel like you just blew Sophia's mind.
Like what the?
I'm in that one. by the way.
Yes,
I really
he is.
I admire you. And,
She's like,
and I'm
how do you maintain that many group chats?
like
Right.
that. It sounds like so much.
She can't handle the
energy.
fucking Tamagotchi on her
I-
phone.
I mean, it's not like we don't all have the same humor, so I use different humor with like each group, but we're all like queer on the left, and we like playing Roblox or something. Yeah, and Minecraft.
All right.
A follow up to mine. I also just realized we all have ADHD.
Oh yes, same.
All right. So for me, actually, I thought I came up with this question, and I spent a lot of time thinking about it. Oh, Julie, you had another comment?
I know what your main like trait of your friend group is.
Okay, tell me.
They're all dweebs.
Well,
they're
yeah.
geeks.
Wow,
They're nerds.
wow, bro.
They're
True.
nerds.
I
They're
D&D
all
crowd, they are for
geeks.
sure.
Well, I
What?
was
They're
gonna
like-
say with the first question, every time I talked to Lou before the podcast, it was always about some nerd shit. So I was gonna say Steve Urkel.
It's like-
just purely on that, like separate from the other things.
So
They're all
I will tell you,
lawyers.
the accordion has become one of my
Shut
favorites.
up, Lou. You're so making it so I can't hang out with you, dog.
Did I do
Jesus,
that?
The D&D thing now in a quarter.
Oh,
I drop
hey,
some food
D&D.
and I go, did I do that?
Yes. All right. So I'll tell you like my thought process because I still don't know if I have the actual answer to this question. I have friends that span the entire political spectrum. I have friends from literally like 50 different careers and economic backgrounds, economic like strata that exist right now. But there's probably this core of like 10 people that I like to hang out with. And my first thought was that it's because like those 10 people are like super inspiring to me, like it for whatever reason.
Oh, thanks, Lou. That's so sweet of you
I
to
was
say
like,
right in
Okay.
front of me.
So, so yeah. And then I started to actually question that, and I'm like, maybe that's more like my perspective on those people as opposed to qualities that those people genuinely have. So I can't.
Just took that compliment right back away. It's cool. Fuck you too.
No. Like,
Okay, we love you.
yeah, no. You hang out with me enough to know that you're one of the people that I consider a friend. You are inspirational.
Evo, I just wanted you to hear that.
You're inspirational, just not respectful. Let's go.
There is, I think, though, a quality about that group that I find inspirational is a better way to say it. And it is compassion. Like, that's the one thing that I hear from everybody at this table. Like, as you are talking about the things that you are interested in, the people that you're interested in, the people that you use as your there's a perfect word for it. I can't think of it. The TV or movie character that sort of typifies your personality, your avatar. That's the word I'm looking for. Like,
You mean you're Dr. Phil?
yes.
Thank you.
Well, I'm sorry, Dr. Phil or Uncle
Or, I'm
Phil?
sorry, Uncle Phil.
Uncle.
Dr. Phil.
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't want.
You were
kind of
doing some doctory type shit there for
I
a
don't
second,
wanna be
so it threw me
Dr.
for a
Phil.
loop. But
Yeah.
yes, you're Uncle Phil.
Uh-huh.
You're Uncle Phil Avatar.
So like you guys all like are compassionate people, and I think that for me, like when I boil down what each one of you said, it's kind of what you said in one way or another. You talked about, like, Jullian, you started by saying it's the people that are nice to you. It's the people that like don't mistreat you. When you're talking about like the Trump supporters not recognizing your humanity, like you're talking about people that don't have compassion. And so for me, like I think that might be the overriding trait for all of my friends, all the people that I want to hang out, everybody at this table.
Does that include John?
So, no. So you know my friend John, right? And so John is one of these people that, like, John is almost exactly on the opposite side of the political spectrum as I am. John is like a hardcore capitalist. He wants like every time there's a social or issue that comes up, he's automatically on the other side of it. Like before we start talking, I so treasure my friend John.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly what I was saying.
But he's got this heart that, like, once he gets past his immediate, like, I don't like nobody or nothing, like, his heart is a billion times, like, yeah.
Is that before or after the alcohol? And
It's always after the alcohol. It's always after the alcohol. So, yeah. Julie?
Let me just second that. John's, like, he's great. I know John.
Oh, yeah. I love John.
He's a great person.
I love John. So, all right. Hold on. I'm going to pause for just a second. All right. My last question of the day. What is the biggest age difference you have between yourself and someone that you consider to be your friend?
Can we start with Paterno?
Yeah, let's start with Paterno.
Or my answer is going to disappoint you quite a bit. Because they were my age in high school, all right? I don't need no one knocking down my door.
Right.
So purely my age in high school. But
I only play with other little boys, okay?
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Hey, you want to be my friend? And you want to have a sleepover? No. FBI, that was a joke. I have my lawyers on standby.
Right.
Honestly, I would say the gentleman right in front of me who walked in. Evo's one of my greatest friends. He's done so much for me, and I would say, yeah, that's probably the
But
I
we
guess.
need to know the age difference.
5 years.
Yeah, just 5 years. It's crazy.
Yes.
I'm 5 years younger than
Yeah.
him.
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
it. I second it. I support it.
Evo's got so much energy because he's 5 years younger than me. He's 25 and strong. Oh man. But no, that would be.
Here's how could you go the other way?
Right.
We went
It's only
to.
5 years.
We are really good friends with Tyler, and we would go on Sundays to watch the Chiefs before the big explosion, before they started winning Super Bowls, and we would go to Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee had a bar. I don't know if they still have it. They might.
This was
might have relaunched.
pre-pandemic,
Pre-pandemic.
so-
And there we encountered a 97-year-old guy
Chuck.
who was working at Hy-Vee. Yeah, and
Chuck.
Yeah, he would wear. Chuck would wear.
Like everybody know Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck would wear Chiefs uniform with the shoulder pads and everything.
Oh yeah, he was a greeter and he would just walk around in shoulder pads
yeah,
like the
and he looked
full
incredible.
NFL.
Yeah, we befriended him, and that's what 60-year difference.
But yeah, so that's my answer.
Gotcha.
Rest in peace, Chuck. He passed away at 98. Yeah. Amazing guy, incredible. He talked to us a lot about dancing. He was a dancer and about picking up women while dancing.
Yeah.
And at the retirement home.
Invented the first Ford.
Yeah,
He showed up at the Eagles Lodge before they tore the Eagles Lodge down. Like,
he was-
it was,
This episode's
That guy
dedicated
was-
to Chuck.
He was so intelligent too. His vocabulary
Yeah.
and sentience was all he had. All of it, all of his faculties.
His
yeah.
cognitive power at that
Yeah.
age was pretty
Yeah.
impressive.
Incredible guy.
Miss Sophia,
Yes.
how about you?
Of my close friends. Sorry. I'm sorry. I also don't know how old you are. You could have the same age difference. So.
Sophia, I so thought we were cool like 2 seconds ago.
that's right. I'm like, what is this? What
Oh, I was thinking like,
Shade.
here's the thing. 'Cause I must have a different definition of friends because I only have like 4 like friends.
Right. No.
Talk to Cassie. She's
But
the expert.
Cassie has like 50 apparently.
40. Let's be clear.
But my 2 best friends, two of my best friends, are 4 years older than me. I met them when they were seniors and I was a freshman in high school, and they helped me out a lot. And I remember being really scared when COVID hit that they were going to stop talking to me because I really thought the only reason that they were talking to me was because they had to, because we were in a chamber orchestra together and I kind of followed them around like a lost puppy. But we just got even closer over quarantine, and now they're my besties. So
That doesn't surprise me. You are an old soul, so
yeah.
so that's not a surprise at all.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of friends in my other 2 best friends are a year older than me. I only have one close friend that's in my grade. So yeah, I don't really like to talk to people my age or younger, except for you guys. You guys are chill.
And they're also like 5 and 6 years younger than you.
I'm much younger.
She's trying not to catch a
Here's the thing,
case.
the stuff that we talk about is like
They're more
we talk about like,
appropriate-
internet stuff
They're
and
more
like
appropriate for Tyler, I think, at this point.
Yeah, the last
Why
time
are
I
you
talked
trying to
your
get
dad, I
people
go,
sent to
Jesus,
my
is your
house?
daughter
Right,
allowed to drink yet? I was
You
like,
know how much shit Apple has on me? My face, my fingerprint.
Oh
He's
my
getting
god!
dogged.
All right,
You're
Meredith,
such a good sport.
You're next. You're next.
The biggest age difference I have currently or have had in the past.
Let's go with have had.
Well, currently I have a very good friend, Mark, who's like probably about 30 years older than me. He used to work for me and just a wonderful, wonderful man. But in like the past, it's a shame Paternal's gonna miss this. So in the past, I have had people that I would say are my friends that I were 70 plus years older than me. When I was a kid, I lived next door and I changed schools a lot when I was a kid. So like, I didn't have a lot of like friends that were consistent as far as school. So there was this little old man whose wife had passed away. His name was George, and he lived next door to me. And there was this other little old man, Italian man, super really nice. His wife had also passed away, and he lived behind George. And I literally used to go to those people's houses every day. Every day, just sit around, listen to stories they tell. And Angelo had candy, so I preferred to go to his house. If he went home, then I go to George's house. But because I wanted the cinnamon bears.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I was friends with both of those men until they died, and George was well into my teens, and I met him when I was like 7 years old. I would say I was almost 20 when he passed away. And Angelo didn't quite, unfortunately, live as long, but I treasure that man. He was just the nicest, sweetest old man. We just wanted somebody to sit down and watch TV with him.
And he had really good heroin.
George actually. That's not. Man, he's so dead, bro. Man, but no, they were just really, really sweet people, and it was just one of those relationships that you have with. It's like, I mean, almost like a grandma or grandpa, because my grandparents both lived very, very far away from me.
Right.
So you just sit and listen to their stories. And
Jullian, how about you? Biggest age difference between
If we're
friends?
talking,
Curious about this.
if we're talking about people I've met, who's older, you or Evo?
Evo's only
Evo's
26.
5 years younger than Tyler,
yeah.
so watch out.
I'm a little older. I'm about 5-6 years older
About
than
5
Lou.
years.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just tried to save you, and you told on yourself.
I'm about 5 or 6
Dad,
years
you're like
older than
you're
Lou.
51, right?
Yeah.
So that's like, hold on, I need to do math. It's like 44 years.
Math is hard.
44 years
I
with this,
appreciate that, Bubba.
but
He's talking about Evo, not you.
Oh, sorry. Never mind.
you're second.
Okay,
You're like
that's
40.
But fathers don't count. Fathers don't
I
count.
disagree.
I disagree
My
wholeheartedly.
dad is my best friend.
I don't.
The father is always going.
You're
be
going
close
off
to
the
you.
list if you try and tell me my dad's
No.
not my friend.
Spoken as somebody who probably had an amazing father.
Well, yeah.
That's not the same for
No,
everybody.
but it's not the same thing. It's not. Look, you're a parent until you're not. When you get older, then you're friends. But when you're like a parent, you're not friends. You're still a parent.
No.
Because you're.
He's my friend, but I'm not his friend. That's how that works.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes
That's
sense.
that's also with teachers. That's how my teachers say it.
Yep, that makes sense.
And then, but if we're talking about people who aren't like, who like don't really like know personally, there was this guy. He was like 25, I think. That's like
It's pretty old.
12-year age difference. We were pretty good friends for a while.
How did you do this?
I was playing a game.
He was hanging out with Tyler.
You,
Let's not forget about internet safety.
no.
You know, this guy was actually kind of weird. You know, he wanted to. No,
I
but
should have said, "Nice to meet you again."
that's who that was.
Now I remember.
No wonder I thought you were such a creep.
I got the vibe.
No, but he was just
Why
like
do
a
you have
chill
pickles
dude.
by your feet?
Oh, bro, it's getting worse.
that's a friendship. That's
I was gonna
story.
say.
And I like-
that.
He has a whole
That
jar
goes
of
back
pickles.
to his answer to the
Hims
question.
has a bottle of pickles.
Sometimes
at
I'll
Hims'
walk
house.
out.
Hey, those are for the sleepover, bro. Watch out.
Sometimes I'll walk out my front door and I'll just have a jar of pickles on the welcome mat. And I know Evo's been by. He's like the
I
pickle
love pickle
fairy.
things.
So we were coaching together a high school soccer team with Tyler for years, and there's a problem. We had problem with cramps, muscle cramps with several players, and what you need is potassium. So you need potassium, and we supply potassium either by bringing bananas or pickles. And one day I brought that jar of pickles that I got from Sam's Club. Those are like really, really delicious, crunchy pickles, and they're different than what you can get at the store. They're really, really good. And Tyler and one of the players were like, "Where did you find these incredible pickles?"
We ate so
Yeah,
many pickles on the
and
sideline.
so ever
so
since
many pickles.
Tyler,
Ever
I just want you
since-
to know this isn't helping your rep, bro.
I know this was a bad coincidence.
Yeah. Ever since, every time I go to Sam's Club, I pick up
SpongeBob
a jar of pickles and I
Where's
drop
the
them off.
pickles? Sorry.
No,
Sorry, guys.
It's fine.
My guilty secret is I have to eat as many as possible before the refrigerator because I like them. I like them room temperature. I
Oh,
don't.
no.
Stop
Oh.
talking, Tyler! Stop talking, Tyler! Tyler, stop talking.
Can you turn his mic off?
My legal team has advised me to withdraw from the conversation.
All right, Jules.
Right, but I was gonna say he wasn't like a weird dude. He would just like he would talk to me regularly, not like on a frequent basis, but he would just talk to me like a friend of mine.
Gotcha.
He also did tell me stuff about like college and getting a job, which was helpful.
Right.
We kind of stopped talking. I still have him on my Discord friends list, but that was probably like the oldest person I talked to for more than like.
Discord.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
They weren't a mob.
Don't worry,
today.
don't worry.
It wasn't like a
He
Discord
didn't.
mob.
He didn't go. Come on, little boy.
You gotta be careful on Discord.
All right, Cassidy.
I know.
Real quick, I just want to say, with pickles, when I was younger, my mom had to give me medicine, and instead of giving me water, she used to give me pickle and olive juice, and I loved it because I love
you're
pickle and olive
disgusting.
juice.
Cause you're disgusting.
That sounds pretty good.
When I was younger.
Let me just drink this pickle juice.
And
It's
then
gross.
I would take the medicine, so it worked. And I still sometimes drink pickle juice. Anyway, so what was the question? Oh right.
Age
So
Biggest age difference.
I don't know the ages of most of my friends, but I've met them in my middle school, so it's like very close. But there's one friend that's not in my grade who is 359 days younger than me, and it's Jullian.
Flip, man.
I knew she was gonna go for you when she said 359. You should have spotted that out the gate.
the heck,
Right,
dude?
right. All right, so for me, I think I would actually say my grandma. Like, she was 52 years older than me, and she was the person I would, like, literally, like, walk or drive to her house every day to hang out with grandma, because it was fun. I mean, it wasn't like she needed me. I mean, I think she was happy to see me, and I was happy to see her, but it wasn't like a need or just a family. I just wanted to, like you said, Meredith, hear the stories and
You guys are making us look like assholes.
I mean, you are what you are, my friend.
You? What about me?
Poor Tyler over here is gonna have to change his name and move to another fucking state.
saved. I've been gaslit.
Tyler's already on like 6 lists.
This was the one question I was super excited about.
yeah. Oh, the age question. Oh, good deal, good deal. Well, I'm glad I got to entertain everybody. I had a blast this episode. So
Wait.
oh,
Yeah.
I thought
Oh,
you were
that's
first.
why she brought it
Go
up.
for it. Go for it.
Okay, so the biggest age difference. So my entire existence has been of poor choices led upon by consequence, etc., etc. So when I was younger and I had kids when I was younger, it was fine, and I didn't get to go play like all my friends got to go play, and it was okay, and that was great. And then I get older and I realize that my friends are at the same, like, not at the same place where I am still. Like, they're having kids and I get to go play. So I constantly have to find people who are older than me, who have kids at the same age as me, like your father. You know, I'm like Sofia's father. I'm just like, my entire life has been this weird conundrum of, well, you're not quite there, or you are there. Oh wait, no, you're not. And I think that it's really funny because all of my friends are older because they have to be. If I want them to, you know, even come close to where I'm at in life. And my younger friends, which I love because, you know, they kind of prop me up and build me up, but they're never going to be where I'm at because I always am 5 steps where they are not. So it's a really weird, I don't know. I don't even know. I every once in a while when I think that I've come to terms with where I'm at, I meet somebody who's fun and cool and I'm just like, oh, you just reminded me where I was at. You know, I was like, oh, God. And it's not bad, and it's not, you know, it's not a horrible thing. It's just, it is what it is. And so I wasn't trying to bring everybody down. I was just saying.
No, I sympathize with that. I had kids at a different age from my friends as well. So I have a bunch of friends who are either younger than me because, like, I was still partying when all my friends had babies at home. And then, or I have a bunch of friends who are older than me, like I do now, because their kids are the same age as my kids. Or, so I completely, and I've had to change friend groups numerous times because of that. So I I
But for
completely
me, it's
sympathize.
even harder because I'm even 5 steps above where your kid's at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I'm like, my kids are old. They're like 30 and 28. You know, I'm just like, and I'm
Yeah, and all the
Yeah.
people I graduated with, their kids are
exactly
like 23. and
exactly.
Yep.
You gonna come over to the picnic?
Yeah.
No, I'm not coming over to the picnic so I can hang out with a bunch of toddlers.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I get that, man. I'm
Yeah.
not doing that again. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like it's crazy.
Yeah.
I also have kids. Uh-huh.
Me too.
This is racially motivated.
It is. Typical.
Awesome.
Please
awesome.
do not wish things upon yourself.
Don't worry.
Ever.
Thank you guys.
Co-parents
This has been
to 5 kids.
a very fun episode. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to say individually thank you to Coach, to Jane, to Meredith, to Julian,
What
to
up?
Cassie, to
No problem.
Sophia, and to Evo. And I have been Lewis, your host. You have listened to another episode of Stay Night Undressed.